Pam Gregory, the astrologer, worldwide renowned, famous, mentions to us, bothers to point out that, well, it's going to be on February 9th that the, pardon my look. Don't you hate when I do that? I do. Just interrupt what I'm saying. Astrology, Mars, Pluto. I'm zeroing in on the Mars-Pluto conjunction in Aquarius, which now Pam Gregory, if you just remember, the Pluto for the um, the United States, particularly the so-called United States, that was the part who claims their independence, Constitution, which is a farce, by the way. See, this is what I'm really making this video about. Um, and so, but the things that are happening now, see, what's going to happen is that the Mars, which is the planet of war, is going to conjunct the US's Pluto, which is that Capricorn. It's a Capricorn Pluto. We just have Capricorn return, and the fact is that there isn't a babes. See, you think that I'm a terrorist or some kind of Charles Manson saying this, but this is just a fact. There isn't anything such as America. Not really. You're under a satanic rule, thinking that that kind of thing exists, like America, other than just a landmass. So I was trying to explain in my last thing, and having said that, you're going to take me. You should take me more seriously because this is where they keep a rent over not just some places. You know, we're looking at that. See, if you don't know what you're fighting for, see now it's important to know what's happening right now. If you don't know, if you're fighting a war and you don't know who or what your leader is, it's not going to happen. What's going to happen is that the leader is going to pop up, and then a big war is going to come out. And the thing to establish, first of all, I was trying to be clear. It's like, well, what does Constitution mean? Because when you say that every see, this is the thing: is that every nation, India, Africa, they do have this story of the same story, so-called independence claimed. And by that time, babes, it's kind of like the Nobel Peace Prize. Once you won that, you're forgotten. You're done. Get rid of that person. Next. You just hit the ceiling of a clown act. Good God, useful idiot. Good job. Whatever we can prop up there to make it look like we're making progress. I'm excited that some people that aren't as you didn't really you're not interested in me or even any subject matter at all, but your need to be power and right, and you'll accuse that of me of being that because that's all you know, because that's who you are. And but I will say brace yourself, because first of all, I forgive you, because you don't really put it out on, you're not waiting to get to know people, and they might be actually animal lovers and people that has been able to make other people feel good, and that's all we want to do is just try and help a situation. We're not going on that subject matter. I wrote an interesting letter, and I don't even know if it makes sense. It does in a very profound, fucking strange way. Thanks for going along with me. But you should write letters too. They don't count, by the way. Only symbols do. So this one says, let's see if it's going to work. Anyway. Restraining those that protest in order to do quality control for us all, because maybe you're unaware, like, you're the one that needs to be whipped back with, okay, no, we don't do that here, though. Okay, so restraining those that protest in order to do quality control for us all is an act of violating a simple right to do your own ownership of the way things look here. I don't know, this is kind of a strange thing to say. Are you ever going to take the... Now, let's talk about what freedom really is. Um, these are two are the same. Responsibility, profound responsibility. Responsibility and freedom are the same, and that means that. See, I'm thinking about what's going on. I think that by the time Mars does conjunct Pluto, there's going to be something's going to happen that will be the beginning of the changing of the face of humanity, because a leader will have shown up. See, there's a rumor that a leader is going to appear like Christ or somebody, but really, what if it's just the truth that is the leader? What if somebody starts to get their language together and starts to stick with something that only can be done by those that have such the focus? Maybe they know their own language, maybe they take the right to remain reality. What I'm saying is, like, maybe they figure out what the word constitution actually means, and that maybe we should apply that to the human organism. The organism, whether it's human or non-human or not, there's this thing here that says, I have a constitution. What does that mean? Did you guys figure it out? I know it's the weekend and nobody's watching, but seriously, I looked up. I was looking it up. I think I looked it up once. You have to go skip what they say about the government. Constitute is a real word. See, I have the sun in Libra, which lends to, well, we have a weak constitution because it's in fall there. The sun, okay, what it is, it means that it has no ego. It's lost its ego. It's in the house of love, and well, excuse that for having a weak constitution, but really it's just the way the math works with ego. It's like, well, that's kind of confused. It doesn't know where it is now. As an ego, it's dissolved into love, and it's really like that. Libra, boy, pathetic sometimes. It's like, are you even there? Do you just animate when the person's there? You're like, ah, and they say something, ah, one of those dollies. Anyway, God, I'm an Aries rising. I'm like, please don't show me that you're mirroring everything that I'm not a perfect person. I'm kind of highly critical of Venus and Virgo. Let's get back to possible civil war breaking out by the time February 9th, and especially by the 14th. We're going to see our leaders emerge, really in just a form of, like, see, a leader is never really seen, but the people understand. They get what happens is the people get a good leader is never seen. They're never discovered, but it's like the people get that idea of their own. They take it on as their own, and they just get it done. Figure out what constitution means, and then when you do, if you do, well, first of all, think with me a bit. Are there two types of people on the planet, and do you think that they should both establish what their it's hard to say it to add the word constitution in, but I said it before in the first video. I'm kind of, actually, you would never tell that I only had 2 hours of sleep over the last 38 hours. Oh boy, it's 11 o'clock now, and for whatever reason, I do this thing. Well, it's okay now. I noticed that, okay, I have the aspect of the brain surgeon, which is just somebody who can tap into a reservoir of extra energy and pull it up and say, now, you thought I was accurate then, babes. We just getting started. What, you're starting to sleep now? No, I have work to do, honey. Do some brain surgery. Focus even more. Get the commas right. Put the O up. Put the T down. Is that right? Yes, the R will be there. And actually, and if you notice my articles, they started out like I was really not having a great time, and then I lost a bunch of sleep. Didn't sleep. All of a sudden, my articles tightened right up. I'm writing jewel, humorous, packed with wisdom articles. People are like, because it's so different from the other vibration, right? Well, you narcissists, man, here's the truth about human beings, is that we fluctuate. We fluctuate. The psychopath won't do that. Narcissists, they get unstable when it's just that kind of watery, loose, um, autonomy feel that we're free. You hate it. And then what else? The psychopath? They're always like this, and they would rather they're going to render you down like this because you can't have emotions, and you can just as well become a newscaster and report about all the deaths that are happening over there and not flinch at all, because this is just the way a psychopath is going to be. From dusk to dawn, you're not going to see a single fucking switch of emotion. And the fact is, and this was a rumor, but that they're straightening it out. It's like, no, the human being has many, many, many different personalities, and we didn't just say they have multi-personality dysfunction order. No, no, the fact is, I'm having to put on a certain personality to stick those notes up on my wall there and say, no, actually, and I do. I get right into it by the halfway up my drive-by. I'm saying, oh, actually, because, I'm like, no, because it's been a long time. There should be better communication all around this neighborhood. And all I'm doing is I'm the one saying, okay, now that we're here now, what do we want for ourselves? That's basically in general what I'm saying. And all this other stuff, boy, I'm not making myself look good there, but you'll forgive me. You'll ask me for forgiveness for having. See, one thing you never do. Let's get back to what constitutes us and all this fucking shit like this. If you are a free person, which means taking responsibility, you don't call the police on other people. There is something called, and see, this is the thing that you don't realize, that the law enforcement, they don't respect you, or they just as soon take both of you by the collar and start hitting your heads together. Can you work it out? Really? What just happened? What just happened? What just happened? What happened? Okay, it's interesting. I got this fucking packet I gotta take. It's like, wow, is this really uh, a complaint against me, or are these people ratting on themselves because they're attacking somebody they don't even really know? My complaint, it would be, is that well, let's get to know each other. Why are you attacking me just because now it's like you just now see me because I'm going wild about the asphalt people, which you can care less about. You tend to think it's a weird thing, and this needs to be brought up. You know what? If I took the sheriff, the first sheriff who came down to tell me that I am disturbing the peace, and I'm like, really? Well, what about the 12 asphalt trucks that came over here haphazardously? You think that that's not disturbing some kind of peace, that maybe it's not just here? Anyway, no, see, this is the thing, is that if that person, by the way, wasn't a human being, badge toting and gun wearing, was a narcissist, pardon me, somebody who's dislocated from reality. I got put in a position of a lot of fear, but I breathed, because the narcissist wants you to get on their level, right? And I'm gonna start arguing and getting on their fucking heated, like all these kids are doing. And I really was like, at one point I told him, you know what, you're being a really heavy duty contagion for me, and I would like to ask you to breathe with me. And he goes, no, I will not breathe with you. And I go, what? Okay, I wish I could get this on record, because that's not really a human thing to, we breathe, we have to breathe in and out. But I didn't do it like that. But I was very, very much trying to make him see that the way he was approaching me with this very, like, it's a contagion. The narcissist and their low life frequency argumentativeness. See, the thing is, well, he began to preach to me that, well, they can do anything they want on their property. I would like to take him to court. Those people need to be summoned to court, and we can. And let's change that. Let's put it on the table that, in fact, that's not even a common human code, an ethical code that human beings form when they live together. Nobody lives for themselves. You're a dangerous person if you're just going like this. See, in a real scene where people are packed together, and I'm talking about jail, where this doesn't happen with the guards, it happens with the people. They realize that, you know what, we got to look out for each other, because we're in prison here, and there's the guards. And see, they start to protect each other from the guards. They start to take care of their own business. If there's a fight, a literal fist fight, they look, and they don't want any interference. They want to know who wins there, and they say guard, and then everybody stops. And the only way the guards can tell if anybody's fighting is they have everybody line up, and the people that were fighting, they are shaking, and then they take them both into solitary confinement. But that was not because nobody ratted on them. It's because you heard what I said. They're taking care of their own business there. Fact is, they do take care of their own business there. They don't let a pedophile live there or a rapist. When they figure it out, they have to have solitary confinement because a lot of their problems, when you wind up in jail, is from heavy-duty abuse, having been fucked up by a fucking sexual assaulter or something like that. A lot of that, a lot of times is going on, especially in the women's prisons. Anyway, um, I'm going back and forth about this thing. I'm actually thinking that I should go to the court hearing. See, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that I get these people to get up all on the same page. Are we using the same language? When I say I'm going to be heard, am I going to be heard? Because I nearly attacked the sheriff that delivered me this pamphlet. He says, it's just, it's being denied, but it's best that you go get heard. We really suggest you get heard. And I'm like, oh, really? I'm going to get heard? And I like almost, I got to give you a hug. Oh, I don't even know, because I thought that I should call on my behalf and say, by the way, can I tell you my side of the story? And I would really love to call up the county inspection agency who doesn't find, they can't see the 12 loads of asphalt going around, let alone that somehow 4 residences did it all at the same time. That's suspicious to me, that somebody's not thinking on their own and somebody's following some train and none of my business really. I don't want any of this. But I'm being called to court, and there's probably a reason. The fact is, I'll probably walk out of there and my life will be changed for the rest of my life. I'll have to work as a lawyer in probably Supreme Court, because I know how to use my own language, and I turned them around a little bit. They said, well, can you help us clarify on other cases?